Take a look at this harrowing scene. Prisoners, frail and skeletal, lie crammed into wooden bunks inside a concentration camp barrack. Many are gravely ill, a haunting glimpse into the unimaginable horrors they were forced to endure. Here's a moment that's utterly heartbreaking. People clutching the few possessions they could carry are being forced off a train, each step taking them closer to an ordeal beyond comprehension. Look at this vast, somber crowd gathered on a cold, desolate train platform. Families stand together, not knowing what awaits them inside the concentration camp. The uncertainty and fear in the air is almost palpable as guards watch their every move. In this photo, we see a long, weary line of people slowly making their way along railway tracks, burdened with their meager belongings. They're being led from the trains into the grim world of the concentration camp, a journey none of them chose. This powerful image shows masses of terrified people packed onto a train platform. It's here that the brutal selection process takes place, a split-second judgment that would decide who might live and who would die. Here, we witness the grim mechanics of the camps in action. Guards stand directing lines of newly arrived prisoners, some wearing the iconic striped uniforms, shuffling along the railway tracks toward an uncertain fate. This close-up is deeply moving. Two Orthodox Jewish men look into the camera, their faces carved with sorrow and quiet resilience. In their eyes, you can see the weight of suffering and the unyielding will to survive. And here it is, the chilling gateway into Auschwitz-Birkenau. Snow dusts the railway tracks, leading into the camp, while scattered debris whispers of countless lives shattered beyond those gates. These haunting mugshots show young children in camp uniforms, each one reduced to a mere number. The innocence in their eyes makes it all the more devastating, a stark reminder of how even childhood was stolen by the horrors of the camps. Here, we witness the grim reality of forced labor. Prisoners, clad in striped uniforms, are pushed into backbreaking construction work amid a desolate industrial backdrop, a brutal testament to how they were exploited and dehumanized every single day. Here's a moment steeped in cruel irony. Emaciated prisoners, some so weak they can barely stand, shuffle beneath the infamous iron sign reading Arbeit macht frei, work sets you free, a bitter slogan offering false hope amid unspeakable horror. In this unsettling scene, two soldiers sift through piles of confiscated clothing. Each garment belonged to someone who arrived at the camp, stark proof of the systematic theft, humiliation, and dehumanization that the victims suffered. Look into the eyes of these children, many dressed in striped uniforms, standing behind the menacing coils of barbed wire. It's a heart-wrenching sight, innocence stolen far too soon, trapped in a place no child should ever know. This powerful close-up freezes a moment of raw fear and vulnerability. Young children, some raising their tiny hands, silently plead for mercy amidst chaos and terror, their faces filled with confusion and desperate hope. Here, a somber group of women and children, even infants, stand pressed behind barbed wire fences. This haunting image lays bare the devastating reality of entire families imprisoned together, caught in the machinery of cruelty. This portrait cuts straight to the soul. A prisoner's gaunt face is framed by sharp barbed wire, his eyes distant and hollow. Every line etched into his expression speaks of unimaginable pain, exhaustion, and despair. From above, we see the chilling expanse of Auschwitz I, rows of barracks, fences, and guard towers laid out with cold precision. Annotated markings trace the paths where convoys arrived and goods stolen from victims were transported away, underscoring the camp's grim industrial efficiency. Inside one of the barracks, the scene is devastating. Sick and dying prisoners lie sprawled on bare wooden bunks, while others try to comfort them with what little strength or resources they have. It's a stark reminder of the squalor, disease, and despair that filled every corner of these camps. This chilling photograph reveals a towering pile of clothing and personal belongings, all stripped from victims upon arrival. Beside it, a sealed door bears ominous warnings, starkly symbolizing the cold industrial scale of mass murder carried out behind those walls. Here, we see a lone figure, struggling to prepare a meager meal over a makeshift stove, surrounded by mud and desolation. This deeply moving photo shows an emaciated survivor, so frail he must lean on two men for support. His fragile body tells the silent story of unimaginable suffering and the sheer will it took to survive. Here, we look out over a vast prisoner camp. Long lines of people stand rigidly in formation outside a large building, a stark glimpse into the chilling discipline and control imposed on those trapped behind the barbed wire. In this somber scene, a group of male prisoners stands huddled together. The hardship they've endured is etched into their faces, yet there's also a flicker of resilience in their eyes, a quiet strength that refuses to vanish. Take in the immense scale of this concentration camp, where endless rows of identical barracks stretch into the horizon. The uniformity drives home the cold, systematic nature of the imprisonment and the machinery of oppression. This poignant photo offers a glimpse of hope. A sign reads, "The German political prisoners greet their American friends." It's a powerful testament to liberation and solidarity, capturing the moment when freedom finally arrived. Look closely at the gaunt, weary faces of these men, likely prisoners or forced laborers. Every line on their skin speaks volumes about the crushing physical and emotional toll of the nightmare they've endured. In an unexpected scene, men in uniform take part in a stage play, one even dressed in a gown. It's a touching reminder that even in captivity, people clung to humor, art, and performance as lifelines for their spirit. Here, 4 men stand near a barracks building. 2 are shirtless, perhaps because of the heat or scarcity of clothing. They appear to be soldiers or liberated prisoners, caught in a brief moment of pause in a world turned upside down. This photo captures a group of men gathered outdoors, dressed casually, some without shirts. Whether soldiers or newly liberated individuals, they stand in a rare moment of rest, hinting at a fragile transition between captivity and freedom. Here we see a large group of uniformed soldiers posing for the camera, likely part of an allied force. Despite the hardships of war, there's camaraderie and unity in their expressions, a glimpse of hope and strength amidst chaos. Here's a sight you might not expect in such grim surroundings: a military band, likely from the Allied forces, or perhaps a prisoner of war camp, marching through a muddy compound. Even in the harshest conditions, music managed to echo hope and lift weary spirits. In this rare and touching moment, 2 men, possibly prisoners or forced laborers, stand side by side, sharing genuine smiles. Amid all the darkness, they've managed to find camaraderie and a spark of human connection. Here, soldiers or workers crowd around a table piled high with canned food and supplies. It might be a distribution point, offering a brief reprieve from scarcity and a small taste of comfort during wartime. Step inside this cramped barrack, where rows upon rows of bunk beds fill every inch of space. It's a stark glimpse into how the people here lived, squeezed into close quarters with hardly any privacy or comfort. This quiet moment feels almost out of place. A man sits relaxed in an armchair beside a sunlit window, a striking contrast to the harsh images of war and confinement that surround this scene. Here, we see a small group of men and women standing before the gate of a Kriegsgefangenenlager, a prisoner of war camp. Their smiles hint at a moment of transition, perhaps the joy of liberation or the relief of change after long captivity. This photo shows a group of male laborers or soldiers taking a much-needed rest on logs in a rural clearing. Shovels lie beside them, a quiet testament to the hard physical work and shared exhaustion of life during wartime. This intimate glimpse into domestic life feels worlds apart from the battlefield. A family sits gathered in a cozy furnished room, a baby in arms, a pet nearby, and a uniformed man standing close. It's a tender reminder that even amid chaos, families held on to moments of normalcy and love. From above, we see the sprawling layout of a military or detention camp. Rows of buildings and fences stretch out toward a distant body of water, emphasizing just how massive and organized the machinery of wartime infrastructure truly was. Here, we catch a lone soldier sitting thoughtfully outside a makeshift shelter. His eyes lock with the camera, a mix of weariness and resolve in his gaze. Behind him, blurred figures and scattered military gear hint at the constant bustle and tension of life in a camp or on the front lines. In this stark photo, soldiers or laborers huddle around open fires, working in a dusty outdoor camp. It's a powerful glimpse into the bare-bones conditions they face daily, where survival depended on even the simplest warmth and light. Step inside this cramped barrack, where people lie exhausted on simple beds. The air seems heavy with fatigue and despair, offering a sobering look at the dire conditions and relentless hardship of life in the camps. Here, we witness a tense moment of post-war reckoning. A woman and a man stand side by side, possibly on trial, their faces resolute yet solemn. The weight of justice, and all its consequences, hangs palpably in the room. This image shows a weary line of men, gaunt and burdened, likely prisoners or forced laborers. Each step under the weight they carry is a testament to the relentless physical toll and the harsh demands imposed upon them. This harrowing scene unfolds in the aftermath of liberation. Allied soldiers stand watch as German soldiers and a survivor stand near a train car filled with victims' bodies, a stark, gut-wrenching reminder of the horrors just uncovered. Here's a powerful moment of pure emotion. A group of soldiers, some visibly wounded, wave their arms excitedly beside a signpost pointing toward distant home cities. Relief and joy pour from their faces, a precious glimpse of hope after so much darkness. In this unsettling image, Allied soldiers force a former SS guard to handle the bodies of victims. It's a scene of forced confrontation, compelling him to face the human cost of the atrocities he helped commit. Look into the eyes of this survivor. His face is gaunt, his expression haunted. Without speaking a word, he conveys the unimaginable suffering, loss, and dehumanization he endured inside the camps. This photo shows a man making his way down the steps of a plain barracks building. The muddy pathways and stark utilitarian structures paint a bleak picture of life in a forced labor or displacement camp. This chilling overhead shot captures soldiers with rifles trained on a group of people, while astonishingly a band plays nearby. It's a jarring, horrifying scene, revealing the grotesque blend of music and violence in systematic acts of terror and execution. This haunting portrait shows two survivors, painfully thin and frail. Their hollow eyes and gaunt faces speak volumes, a stark, unforgettable reminder of the horrors they endured inside the camps. Here we witness the grim reality of displacement. People burdened with the few belongings they've managed to save step into a crude wooden building under the watchful gaze of a lone dog, a moment filled with uncertainty and quiet desperation. In this devastating scene, American soldiers stand among lifeless bodies and captured prisoners. It's a moment of raw confrontation with the unspeakable atrocities uncovered during the liberation of the concentration camps. This deeply moving photo shows one prisoner tending to another who has collapsed on the ground. Surrounded by a crowd, it's a powerful glimpse into the desperate struggle for survival and the bonds of humanity that endured even in the darkest times. Here, an emaciated survivor sits alone on stone steps, clutching a simple bowl. His skeletal frame lays bare the brutal reality of starvation and the inhuman conditions forced upon those trapped in the camps. Standing ominously in this image is a towering crematorium oven, its massive smokestack cutting into the sky. It remains a chilling symbol of the systematic extermination carried out behind camp walls. In this photograph, a long line of children and adults, many wearing camp uniforms, move slowly through a compound. It could mark a forced march, or perhaps the first tentative steps toward liberation. Here, prisoners in striped uniforms are seen pushing heavy carts under the watchful eyes of guards. The vast excavated landscape around them makes clear the brutal reality of forced labor and relentless exploitation. This somber procession of individuals, many with heads covered, trudges past a stark building. The image captures the grim, exhausting reality of forced marches and mass deportations that tore countless lives apart. And finally, this devastating photograph reveals the inside of a crematorium oven, its doors ajar, exposing human remains within. It's a stark, undeniable testament to the horrific final chapter of the Holocaust, and a truth the world must